Hi everyone, this is Usha Pandit, your Mind Springs English teacher. If you're on my channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe to my channel, press that bell notification, share and like my video, and make sure that you go to our website www.mindsprings.in and look for these amazing books, Writing with Ease, Empowering English, Language with Ease. We need to get our language up and running. One of the things that concerns me is the large number of teachers who make mistakes when they speak English. And the mistakes I am going to talk about today are mistakes that I have picked up from teachers talking on an online lesson, right. So, one of the things that deeply concerns me is that if teachers make mistakes, then naturally children are going to pick it up. So, today I am going to concentrate on some of the mistakes that teachers commonly make. Because you are recording yourself, it is very easy for you to catch these mistakes. All you need to do is play your own tapes, check it out and see whether you are saying this. If you are saying this, you need to very consciously drop it. You need to drop it. You have a duty to those children, to the future generation, to take that much trouble to make sure that you stop making these mistakes. Because what you are doing is you are propagating those mistakes to future generations, which is really very, very irresponsible. Anybody in this world can make mistakes, but where we are concerned, we cannot make mistakes that will get carried into the future, right. So, therefore, please take the trouble and find out or ask people, do I make this mistake? Have you heard me saying this? Just do that. Do yourself a favor. It's very easy to correct. Once you are aware of the mistake, once you admit that you are making that mistake, it's extremely easy to correct it. Let me tell you. Most of us are just going through life without worrying about it. Just doing the do and getting by and saying we are fine, there's nothing wrong with us. And that's why we don't change. So, please take the trouble. So, the first one I've got is myself Usha. This is wrong. Please do not say myself Usha. Please do not say Usha this side. Don't do all this kind of stuff. It's completely wrong English and it creates a terrible impression. I am Usha, that's what you say, I am Usha or I am Usha Pandit, your Mind Springs English teacher. This is how I begin my videos, isn't it? I never say myself Usha, Usha this side, things like that. So, do not say myself and your name, say I am and then say your name, or this is and say your name, but do not say myself. First error. Second error is you are safe at your home. Why at? You are safe at home. I hope you are safe at home. Safe at home is okay. Safe at your home is wrong. So, don't put your, you either say you are safe at home and that's it. Just say you are safe at home. I hope you are safe at home. I hope you are safe at home. Just say it over and over and over and over again. Give the tongue a bit of practice and you will not say the wrong thing. The third one is very common. I will be explaining you. Two mistakes there. First of all, you can't explain you. Can't explain you. If I explain you, then I will try to explain what you are about, where you are coming from, what your education is. This means explaining somebody, explaining who that person is and what his intentions are, etc. It will become an interview if I explain you. Explain to you. Don't say I will be explaining you, I am going to explain to you, or I will be explaining to you. Well, will be explaining to you is okay, but I am going to explain to you or I will be explaining to you. The to is very important. Explain to, explain to, explain to. Say it several times. The fourth mistake, these are very common mistakes, guys. So, don't say these mistakes are not for me. You would be surprised at how many pretty good speakers and writers make these mistakes. The fourth one is I will be providing you how to do that answer. This is where it goes wrong. I'll be providing you with. These are what we call prepositional verbs. So, if you look at my book Language with Ease, we do a whole bunch of prepositional verbs by the time children come to grade 6, because we want them to understand that there are certain verbs that go with certain prepositions. You can't change it, unfortunately. That's how it is. You can't change it. So, I'll be providing you with the answer, bus. The minute you go wrong, what happens is everything else that you say after it will be wrong, because then you are struggling with the language, you are trying to translate from mother tongue, you are doing all kinds of things. So, I will be providing you with, to provide with, to explain to. This is how you learn it. This is how you must remember it. So, I will be providing you with the answer, finished. I will be providing you how to do that. All this is no go. Do not do it. The fifth one is every story will be having a name. What's wrong with it? Will be having. No continuous tenses there. You don't do will be having, is having, etc. You just say have. Every story, because it's singular, has. Subject verb agreement is another one that that we have problems with. So, every story has a name. All stories have a name, because stories is plural. So, this is something that we must accustom our tongue to. Do not use this will be having, is having, etc. The sixth one is just by seeing the picture, you can see that this is the story about a rabbit. Just by seeing the picture. What's wrong with that? We don't see the picture, we look at the picture. Just by looking at the picture, looking at. So, just by seeing is wrong, just by looking at the picture, you can see. Just by looking at the picture, you can see that it is the story about a rabbit. So, that whole thing, just study it and say it, because that's something you are going to use over and over, especially if you are a primary teacher. You are going to look at book covers and you are going to talk to children about what they can see on the cover. So, it's worth it to study that sentence properly, something that is going to be in common use. Seventh one is this story is something related to a cat. You would have heard these. This story is something. Why does the person feel the need to say something? This story is something. This story is related to a cat. This story is about a cat. Keep it simple. But if you say is something related has something to do with, is that what is being said? Has something to do with a cat? Is regarding a cat? Is regarding also I wouldn't use. Just say it's about a cat and you are done. Is something related? Do not use words like related. Eighth one is as you are younger ones, you can't able to read. As you are younger ones. What is meant by that? As you are small, as you are young. Younger ones, no. As you are young, as you are small, you are not able to read or you will not be able to read. You can't able is wrong. Can't able we simply don't have. You are not able to read is the correct way. Can't able is completely wrong. Never use it. We can come to know, the next one, we can come to know the story about. We can come to know the, you see the word can coming in everywhere. So, can come to know, avoid. We know the story is about. We know the story is about a cat. We know the story is about a cat. Just say it many times. We know the story is about a rabbit. We know the story is about a girl. We know the story is about a donkey. It goes on like that, but that's the structure. We know that to whom the boy has gone. We know where the boy went, or we know where the boy went for help. That's what you're trying to say. So, do not use too many of those whose words in it, right. The next one is all of you are having a lovely family. All of you are having are having, I told you this having, do not use, all of you have a lovely family, all of you are part of a lovely family, something like that. The boy want to play and is find a toy. The boy want, what is wrong with it? Subject verb agreement. The boy wants to play. Now when you say the boy wants, it must come automatically. You know, in language with ease, I've got something called conjugation. So children repeat, I want, you want, he wants, she wants, we want, you want, they want. And the next day they do, I eat, you eat, he eats, she eats, we eat, you eat, they eat. And the next day they do another verb and another verb and another verb. But this he wants, she wants, it wants. The teacher needs to listen to the and the teacher herself should not make this mistake. The boy want to play is so wrong. The boy wants to play and he finds a toy. Is find is wrong there. As the boy is a small one, now this is where you are translating from mother tongue. As the boy is a small one, he want help. As the boy is young, he needs help. Not want help, but needs help, right? Needs. If you need help with something, with some kind of things, if now just look at the structure, if you need help with some kind of things you want, you just go and ask. If you need help with some kind of things you want, this is the mind flowing as you talk and not knowing what to say. So you need to stop, have a think and correct yourself. So what you are basically trying to say is, if you need help, go and ask. See, simple. That in the middle, that with something kind of things is all over the place. Next one is, we can't enjoy with a small cake. You would have heard this very often. Enjoy with. Enjoy with is wrong. Always wrong. We never say enjoy with. We can't enjoy a small cake. A small cake is not enough. Something like that, but not can't enjoy with. Enjoy with is not necessary at all. You want to say we can't enjoy, you just say we can't enjoy a small cake. Or we can't enjoy a cake that is too small. Might be a longer sentence to make, but make it correctly. How the ant will be? This is a question. Tell me how the ant will be. Kaise hoga? Translated. Mother tongue intrusion. So you need to say, tell me, what do you think the ant will be like? What do you think? What do you think? This is your construct for asking a question about inviting thoughts. What do you think the ant will be like? What do you expect the ant to be? This is it. What will the ant look like? How the ant will look? This kind of thing you avoid. Only this much size, no. This no is another thing. Na, we are translating to no. Do not do that. Tag questions in English have to be according to the conventions of English. It will be very small in size, wouldn't it? It would be, and then you get wouldn't it. Whatever the verb, you do the opposite for the tag question. Tag questions are hard. It's good to use tag questions, so do plenty of tag questions. We do tons of tag questions in language with ease, tons of them, so that children never ever go wrong. This kind of mistakes come from lack of practice, just lack of exposure, nothing else. And if you can correct it, if you want to. Also, these things like more bigger, it is more bigger, wrong. It is bigger. Bigger is the comparison for bigger than, right? The second comparison. It is big, bigger and biggest. So you don't go more bigger, never. It is more big maybe, but not more bigger, right? See the boy face, how he is looking. Look, don't use this word see. See, avoid. When you are drawing somebody's attention to something, you're always asking that person to look. Look at the boy's face. Look at, not look. Look the boy face is wrong. Look at the boy's face. boy's face, possessive. Look at the boy's face. See how he looks. See how he looks. You don't say look how he looks, you say see how he looks. Look at the boy's face. I'm drawing your attention, then I'm saying see what he looks like, right? If anything damages, for that the child will cry. This is another thing you do. If anything gets damaged, if anything damaged, this if is a conditional clause. It's got certain rules. First conditional, second conditional, third conditional, you've got rules. So if anything gets damaged, the child will cry. If anything gets, present tense, the child will cry, future tense. Present, future. So your conditionals are present, 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 future, past, would plus past participle of the verb, and then finally you have the unreal conditional, which is past perfect, and then past perfect conditional. So you've got that 4 ways of conditional. So make sure that if you use present tense here, you use future tense in the next clause. So that's one. This is why we study grammar, basically so that we can work it out, when we make mistakes. The next one is he thought, my mother will be sad if I am crying. Now this is what you call an indirect reported speech. He thought, if I will be sad. Now the mistakes there are if I will be sad. He thought, if I am sad, my mother will be. See again, present tense and future. If I am sad, my mother will be. Conditional. If I am sad, my mother will be unhappy. Or if I cry, my mother will be unhappy. Just say these sentences hundreds of times. They will become yours, I promise you. But if you don't do any work on yourself, you say, I'm an adult, I've finished with all my degrees, now I can't go back and do all this, then you will continue making mistakes. The last one I've got there is, you can understand in a better way. You've seen so many people saying this. I'll explain you, not explain to you, I'll explain you, you will understand in a better way. It's terrible construction. I'll explain to you and you'll understand it better. That's enough. Better way is not necessary. Stop saying better way. I'll explain it to you and you will understand it better. It is whatever it is that you are talking about, you can use this impersonal it. It's fine. I'll explain it to you and you will understand it better. So I want, if you're a teacher and if you make mistakes like this in English, just pause the video, write down the sentence, say it over and over and over again until you stop making this mistake. Because as I said, it's something that we owe our children. Okay? And of course, the more, the greater the number of sentences that you utter that are correct grammatically, it becomes a pattern and all your other mistakes will slowly start falling into place and you will speak fluently. So go for it. Till we meet again, guys, keep smiling.